Hello everyone, welcome to your August 2025 relationship reading. Last month there was conversation about you returning to a passion, one of your joy centers, right? And kind of working on and focusing on that relationship for you. So we'll see if that comes into August. We'll do cards and charms. And then you'll see here I was also drawn to just pull a card regarding someone on your mind. In the past little while, so like within the last 4 to 6 weeks, they've been kind of in and out or on your mind often, or it'll be the person that comes to mind during the reading. But also let's pull a card to see on whose mind you are and why. I timestamp below, so if you're not someone who likes to watch the cards and the charm selection, feel free to join us with the messages. So let's see here, what does the Libra energy for August feel like? Let's see if I'm thinking anything, feeling anything. Usually it'll manifest in a random story that I'll share with you. We'll see here. For whatever reason, they're drawing me into the trees here on the backs of the cards. That's the first time for them to do that. They keep pulling me into this V, so I don't know if they're trying to spell victory here with me. Usually when I get a V, that's success. So maybe you've unlocked or achieved victory or some success in one of your relationships spaces that we'll see. Yeah, maybe you're someone who successfully had a dry July. I know that's something, so congratulations if that was you. Maybe you successfully returned to this passion that we were talking about in July. I'm just moving around. If I don't feel movement, it's probably because they're moving other charms out of the way, and then I'll go back to the card. But yeah, as I was saying, maybe you're someone that made the successful switch to a passion. Just taking the ones that they put upside down. Single charm per card. All right. Very straight to the point with you this month, Libra. Okay. So who's on your mind? Who's got your attention? Who knows? Maybe it'll be a crush. Maybe it's the neighbor. Maybe they're put their house up for sale or something. Got you curious. Right? It happens. You always kind of wonder when there's a change. I know for me, in my previous professional life, I had a routine with a familiar barista, and then they're not there one day, and you're like, oh, are they just on vacation or finished school, whatever their story was, and then after a few days you realize like, yep, they're not here. My good morning chit chat with that barista is over, but that's okay, right? We just get a little curious of who they are, what they're doing now. Okay, so I'm just going to take the timestamp here with our friends. I'm also going to slide the camera. I'm not sure why I got all the way over like that. Okay, where do we want to start for August? Maybe the health symbol here. So your relationship with physical health, nutrition, so anything related to your mental and physical overall well-being, ringing true here. So starting off with your relationship, physical, nutritional, mental, emotional. So your health centers here. I don't know why I feel like she's wearing like hospital pajamas. I mean, obviously I'm influenced by the health charm, but this is the first time I've ever read her outfit as more like pajamas, but the white is sort of like the nurse hospital for me. Now, we were talking about success in the intro, so I don't know if you've successfully recovered from something physical. So anything from a common cold to like a surgery. But I feel like there's a successful recovery here. You're stepping out of the hospital, right? It's here behind you. You know, sometimes we receive news of test results of, you know, you're in the clear, like it didn't come back, you know, because there's success in the she shell, right? When we put it to our ear, like a phone call, receiving news, good fortunate news as it relates to health. So like I said, it could just be recovering from the flu or what ails you. It could be a physical muscle pain, whatever it is. There's success here, victory in recovery. Maybe that's why in the intro I was being drawn to this V here on the back of the card, victory. That's good to hear. I'm glad you're feeling good, you're feeling better, or you're in recovery mode. That's the successful area you're going to be in this month. Next door here we have tightness. So this could be tightness in the body, and I know I just mentioned sort of muscle recovery or a, you know, like a physical pain. So that could be what you've recovered from. This is also, as it relates to relationships, however, this is biting your tongue. This is not speaking up. This is leaving words unsaid, you know, keeping things to yourself, not sharing your thoughts, your opinions. Yeah, look at you. Look how tight-lipped this old man is. You know, he's pursing them. He has them so glued together, they're pursed here. I don't know why I mimicked that. I'm not even on camera for you. You know, I adore Clint Eastwood, but he's played a lot of grumpy characters, right? So, like, that's who they're showing me here is the grumpy Gus Clint Eastwood character, where he tightens his lips. He does that little grunt that he's like perfected, right? His displeasure. Grumpy Gus here. I don't know if you're being a grumpy Gus towards a person or a situation here, because you're offshore here, right? You're in your sailboat. You're off on your own. You're doing your own thing, and it's like I could care less about what they think. You have no time for others' opinions right now. That's the feeling here. You know, maybe it's because, you know, I'm recovered. I waited so long. I'm just going to do it. And maybe others are like, whoa, slow down. You just recovered, right? Maybe you shouldn't be doing it. And you just like, grumpy. Okay. There's many ways that I can read this one. So I'm just trying to tune into the one they're giving me here. But I feel like this one is like, it's making me go around in circles, but on a never-ending pulling of the rope. So like getting nowhere fast, I guess, would be the like never-ending kind of rope. You're not reaching. You feel like there's no end in sight. Yeah, and like going nowhere fast, kind of. I'm putting in all this effort and getting nowhere. I guess that's the best way to say it, but that's more of a sensation. That's the feeling it's giving me. I'm doing all this and getting nowhere. Yeah, look at her. I'm doing all this and getting nowhere. I wonder if that's why you're grumpy. But here comes the good news again. More good news. I don't know if you're rejecting the calls. Do you not recognize the number? Is it landing in your junk mail and you're sitting around waiting and you're not even checking your junk folder? But there's this incoming good news, and if you stay in this energy of even just staying in the mental, emotional energy of nothing good ever comes my way. Meanwhile, yes, you have had good things. Focus more on look at all the good things that come my way, right? And bring it in. It's like your angels here are just kind of waiting to hand it off to you, but you need to shift your thinking here on how you're pulling, how you're manifesting. Maybe that's why they kept showing me the string, because when we manifest, we pull on our soul energy strings here, right? We see that with the star tendrils here. So you're trying to pull on them, and then you just stop. And then you pull on them, and then you just stop. So maybe easily frustrated. Maybe you're getting easily frustrated here, Libra. Maybe it's this return to the passion that came up in July. You know, any new start's going to have some rocky waters. So try not to feel like everything's a fail. Definitely doesn't feel that way to me here. There is some work to do here. I don't know if it's just the mindset, because usually this is cutting a cord, so cutting a connection, ending a relationship with something, ending something that doesn't serve you. In terms of relationships, so that could be like binge eating. If binge eating is leading to insomnia, because your body, right, your body needs to stay up longer to burn it off, then you know you got to cut that out to recover and move forward. Yeah, you're holding yourself back here. You're pinning yourself back. You got to cut all those, right? You got to cut all the ends off here. You could be overcommitting. This is also my commitment charm. Remember all the phone calls that I was saying here, that your new numbers, people reaching out. So make sure you're not overcommitting either right now, but there's definitely stuff you got to cut out. I feel like you're doing too much. I do feel more, though, it is your body. I don't feel like this is people. I wonder why I keep sticking in the physical body, food, space. Just maybe you're not having a dry July, you know, maybe you had the opposite. You had a lot of festivals and social gathering opportunities, and you took them. So a lot of food, a lot of time in the sun. You know, I just feel like the body system here is overwhelmed in August. It's asking you to slow down, cut some stuff out, put your health first. Put your health first, put your positive, maybe your health will lead to, maybe it's interconnected, your physical health is interconnected with the mood here, right? I know when I'm feeling like full, I can get grumpy too if I'm my stomach's sore, right? Okay. So then we have my legacy sword here. You can't get any bigger in terms of cutting something, and at least in my charms right now. This is my biggest sword for cutting something out. And this is legacy. So this is a recurring behavior that is not serving you at all. So again, the drinking choice, smoking choice, staying up late choice, splurging with money choice, whatever this reoccurring behavior, and it's a long time because it's legacy. So, you know, a behavior that you developed, you know, who knows, in your teens, in your 20s, whatever age you're at now. But it's been a while that you've been leaning into this behavior that needs to be cut out. It's not serving you at all. It's impacting not only sort of your relationships, but it's impacting your physical body here. Now look at this celebration. When you cut out that behavior, look at the celebration that's going on, how good they feel. They're both dancing and singing and having joy. So I do feel whatever this is, you know, this behavior could be triggering stress. You know, sometimes we trigger our own anxiety, our own stress. So whatever you are self-triggering, it's slowing down your body, and that's making you grumpy, and you're missing out. Once you alleviate this, you know, you're like showered here with, like, it's such a warmer, more happy, energetic space you're in. Now my glasses here are about seeing things for how they truly are. So being real with yourself, being honest with yourself, being honest with others, being willing to be open to hear others and have a new perspective. Get the night and day, right? Quick change from night and day, quick change from night and day. You know, if you're willing to be honest with yourself, willing to see things, see the realistic situation you're kind of sitting in, right? And what you can have and will have and want to have, you can achieve it. It comes rushing into you. So it's a quick recovery, a positive change, more energy. Look at the energy. We're going from sitting and stuck in place. Even just here, he's kind of anchored. I don't feel like he's sailing anywhere. He's just anchored in place to no longer anchored in place. All these three other cards are all movement. No movement in an area in your life until you end the cycle. Be honest with self by speaking or voicing your needs, cutting the cords, right? Better health, better wealth, new start, new legacy, new chapter. Comes rushing in, night and day change. So, on your mind and on their mind. Let's see. You first, them first. We'll go you first. The world. Okay. So this person that you have on your mind, I feel like they keep drawing you into their world. So this would be someone, you know, that's always reaching out to you with emergencies, asks for help, wants to spend time with you, always has your ear. When they call you, it's for a long time. You know, they're always pulling you in, right? For some reason, I feel like this is just their tongue here, wrapped around you, right? They're always drawing you back, pulling you in, monopolizing you, right? They're wrapped all around you. They're, you know, she's kind of kept here in the middle, right? They're, she's hanging in the middle of her world, like we see here, the being stuck here. And if this is yourself that you have on your mind, this is that choice that, you know, you need to end. You've thought about it before. You tried it before, right? Sometimes we yo-yo back and forth, in and out of that experience or that decision, that behavior. But both this person on the mind or you yourself, if your own world, if you are on your mind, it's holding you in place. So you gotta kind of end this one way or the other. You gotta close that cycle. Okay, so whose mind are you? You're on this person's mind. Now this dragon, because it's Asian style, I believe they have longer tongues, long and thin, snake-like, right? In this type of illustrate. So maybe for your reading, the two of you are connected. You're both thinking of each other equally, especially if this is the person monopolizing your time. Of course, they'd be thinking about you all the time. They're pretty much controlling your world right now. You know, you're doing their bidding, right? He's talking to the microphone and you're reacting. It's like command and response. I'm feeling here, kind of puppetry here, but you know, he's so long, like the boa constrictors and anacondas, right? And what do? They squeeze you, they suffocate you, right? They surround you, they squeeze you, they suffocate you. So This person, that's all they're doing. They're just suffocating you. They're not feeding you any energy. They're not giving you anything positive. And the only reason you're on their mind is because they like the control they have over you. They like that they know everything that you're doing. They like that they have so much influence, or the belief that they have so much influence over you. I don't really like this person, to be honest. I don't like that energy. Me, myself, that's not the kind of person I keep in my life when I feel that. No one's going to control, restrict, command. You know, if this is the type of boss you have, I would say this is a clear-cut sign to either have that discussion with higher up, or follow your passion elsewhere, right? Pick up anchor and take. Don't just sit there being grumpy Gus. Answer the call of the opportunity. Look elsewhere. You don't need to be loyal, right? This is guilt, loyalty, fear of going somewhere else, you know. So sort of that space here looks like Libra. It's kind of pushing you out of the space. The other way, before they even let me go, the other way they're having me read this is just someone that's always gossiping to you, telling stories, storyteller, I feel like I want to call them. So they might not monopolize your everyday, but when you do talk, you're kind of like, I don't think like maybe 60% of this is not true. Like there's just so much that they're flooding you with here. Like I said, the nonstop chatter about this person, that thing, this and that, right? And they're just kind of overwhelming you. So this is an overwhelming person, overwhelming energy. But I mean, they don't think very, like, I don't think there's true depth to any caring here. They're a surface level individual. Definitely I would say a control freak individual. Definitely someone that likes to be the authority, likes to be the attention, right? All the attention. Look at me. I'm the one speaking. I'm the one that knows all the answers. You should do what I say. Let's do what I want to do. You know, you don't really get to be authentically yourself. And like I said, if this is your self-talk, then this is you kind of inhibiting yourself. So let's connect next month, Libra, and see how your relationships move forward, and see what this recovery message was in terms of your physical health. You just feeling lighter, happier, sleeping good, right? Nothing's tight, no tension, no anger, no frustration, no pains, no body aches. Let's make sure all that's gone for you.